All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this episode, I know this one was kind of your idea too.
But I already did last week.
Yeah, so I'm going to... Gavin, what are we talking about today?
Fall movies.
Which
was that dramatic
I
enough?
know where you were going with that.
Well, I think he was trying to make, like, winds and the leaves.
Wisping wind.
Yeah.
Blowing of the leaves.
Oh.
Some shit we don't get here in Florida.
Oh.
But I will next month when I go to Massachusetts.
Yes, you will.
And while the fall movies do encompass the spooky season, we are going to start... at least my goal is to stay away from most of the scary movies just because Halloween episode is coming right around the corner. And we do have a topic that we will be recording closer we get to that date. I am excited about that one, mainly because I came up with it. And it is one we haven't done before, so, you know, I'm excited for it. I've told Tony, I don't know if I've told Gavin about it, but I will when we hit the end.
Yeah, don't tell the audience about it.
No, it's going to be
You didn't
a
tell me
surprise.
about it. You sent me that picture and, you know.
Well, that's a different topic.
Well, yeah, I know. We're running an hour show, not 2 seconds.
What videos are you sending?
Don't worry about it.
I'm just glad he's embellishing to be polite.
Well, we did cut
It-
for a while.
I did, technically send a GIF. Just on loop.
All right, so
It's just on loop.
let's talk about fall movies, shall
Some
we?
fall movies, right?
Not what your two perverse little communications are behind the scenes.
I like how we're being the perverse ones, but before we started recording, you were telling us some shit.
I didn't tell you anything before we
And
recorded.
I'm not saying it on air.
What did I tell you before we recorded just now?
No, today.
Oh, so now we're encompassing the entire day. Why don't we just add in what I said last year? And, you know.
Oh, God. I
Remember that one time it was 1987 and you said, ha, 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 ha.
Yes, I remember in
The
1987.
statute of limitations
when I was
is up.
2. I remember you saying, ha, 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 ha.
No, that's all you said.
Yeah, because I was 2. I
And
probably
then
just shit
and
my
then he said,
pants.
"Baba."
That a joke, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
All right, so fall movies.
Gavin,
Let's go into some
kick us
fall.
off, Gavin.
Well, I mean, my dad would probably kill me if I didn't say this, but hooah! Son of a woman. I'll tell you.
Charlie.
Charlie, you ain't even got to tell me. Let me guess. 5'9", auburn hair. I need some coordinates, Charlie. Get me out there on the dance floor.
I do like that movie.
Just Al Pacino being the suavest blind man. Blind man.
I was going to say, I thought he had black hair.
He did have black
Al
hair.
Pacino is a blonde man.
This summer.
Rob Schneider is a blonde.
This summer comes to Platinum Suave.
But really, we've talked about it, before. But it's a great movie.
It's one of his best, in my opinion.
I would definitely agree, especially when he finally goes to the the family dinner, and who is it that plays Charlie? What's his dang name?
Not Hawk. Not Ethan Hawke.
Shit.
Fantastic Rectangle Time.
Anyway, so he takes them. They go to the family. I want to say it's at Thanksgiving, so they go to family dinner.
Oh, it's Chris O'Donnell, isn't it?
Chris O'Donnell, yeah, Chris O'Donnell.
Yep.
So he's standing in the doorway with I think it's his brother, and he's like, well, I thought it'd be nice, to have him over for a family meal. It's like, yeah, if it's so nice, why don't you take him to your family? And then he has an altercation with, I think, his nephew or cousin or something in there, and he's
I think it's his nephew.
he keeps calling Charlie Chuck, and so he's he's sitting there and he's stewing. He's like, and then finally Al Pacino snaps and grabs him by the throat, just throws him against the wall. It's a Ranger chokehold. That's what this is. His name is Charles, and you see it, you hear it, Charles. He's talking about his wife, and there's fire under that dress. You've been tasting sugar so long, you forgot the taste of real honey. He's got so many fucking good lines in there.
I still remember the ending when they're in the trial thing. He's like,
Yes.
Billy, Johnny, and Tommy, fuck you too.
Wherever you are out there, fuck you too. I actually got to show that in drama class in high school.
Oh, really?
And the only reason, and that it was that whole scene is when he walks into the courtroom, and we had to do like a presentation on a drama scene. And the only reason my teacher allowed it to come in was because A, he loved the movie, and B, because it was actually like a lot of people use it as a monologue in like acting and going
Like
for parts and
schools
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was because you want to have like a continuous speech for that, and that's a great one
True.
to throw out there. Because I hope you're done. Oh, I'm just getting warmed up. But yeah, great movie.
Nice.
What about you, Mr. Tony? What's your fall movie kickoff?
Let's see here. I mean, there's a couple of them, but if I remember correctly, I scrolled by. I almost forgot about it too. Was Rushmore? I believe Rushmore
Okay.
takes place. Unique visualization of Wes Anderson, So, but very very unique movie.
Well, you just said it yourself. It's Wes Anderson.
Yeah. But even combining not just the visual aspects of it, but the whole, just the way everybody is in the movie. When you get like Bill Murray's character. What's the main character? He's
Steve Azuzu.
Is that his
That's
name?
from the Aquatic Life of Steve Azuzu. It's the only one I can remember.
No, the kid in Rushmore.
Oh.
He's been in a few other. He was in that series on HBO.
There's been a few of those, my friend.
No, but it was like that crime one, like that crime or detective one on HBO. But he also
True
was
Detective
in,
or something.
No, not that one. It was a different one.
The other one.
Yeah.
But he played in Funny People. He was the one that first got the acting gig and kept throwing it in people's face.
Okay, I originally thought of Funny Games. I was like,
No. Funny People with Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, and them. But anyway, it's just they're unique characters, and this. How Bill Murray connects with them in a weird way. He's like this kind of pristine preppy kid, but from a poor neighborhood. But he's just it's just weird. It's a weird movie.
So weird.
If it wasn't for the fall leaves, I probably would have been really upset.
But that's what get it from a D to a B.
Yeah.
You actually saw foliage.
Well, no, the funny thing is that lie he tells all the friends when he comes out of he's always friends with the one younger kid's family. And he's like telling a lie that the mother gave him a hand job in the car. So that became like the rumor throughout the school. And he's like, and then the little kid finds out, and they all like beat him down. Yeah, my mom gave you a hand job.
What?
Everything was hand jobs to them. Like nothing. There was like that was the only sexual reference they really mentioned. Is like, and everything was just hand
And
jobs.
now I'm thinking of Grandma's Boy.
not from Charlie Chaplin. Or not giving one to Charlie Chaplin.
Hey
but
Steve, can I stay at your place? Why? So you can come with my mom too?
That's when he was at Nick Swartz's house. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But no.
Why did you just wake me up to play video games? I don't know. You're balls deep in your turtle.
I love my turtle.
But I do like the one line in there is because Luke Wilson comes in, he plays. So the kid's in love with the one new teacher there, the English teacher, or she's English.
Like British?
Yeah, that
Okay.
one. And well, they don't all like to be called British.
Oh.
Not all
Great.
English people are from Britain.
Great
Yeah,
Britonians.
they get really upset if they're from Scotland and you call them British.
Yeah, the English.
Well, I know a difference between a Scottish person. I'd like to think I know the difference accents between a British person and
I'm
a Scottish.
bloody Welsh.
Well, it's like in a sidebar, but real quick in Austin Powers when Tom Arnold runs into Austin Powers in the bathroom, he's like, "Oh, it's some get up." He's like, "You from the circus?" He's like, "No, I'm English." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
The only part of that scene I can remember is like when he's fighting.
Oh,
with
yeah.
He's like, "Who does number 2
Work.
work for?" He's like, "Just grab the bar and we'll get through this together, buddy."
You tell that turd who's boss.
But the best line in Rushmore is, like I said, the kid's in love with the teacher, but then she starts dating Luke Wilson. They meet him for dinner, him and Bill Murray, and he just did his play, that he wrote and directed for the school. And Luke Wilson shows up in his scrubs, and he sits down there, and he's like, "Oh, is this your date?" He's like, "What you got on there?" He's like, "Oh, they're OR scrubs." Is he like, "Oh, are they?" I don't know why I love that line. It's a great line. Oh, are they? Stupid yet
And
chuckling.
the dad joke of the day goes to.
But no, Rushmore's a good movie. It's different. It's unique. Again, it's Wes Anderson, so it's supposed to be unique and different. But
Oh, I forgot that movie took place in the fall. All right, I got a couple more lined up.
all right, well, go ahead.
Legends
You're
of the
up
Fall.
next.
Ah.
Well, we'll get to the one I just found, but my initial one is The Goonies, classic September October movie. Little kids going on a treasure hunt to save their houses because they have an old treasure map. Like it has to be true.
You guys.
Oh yeah, you can't forget them. But I mean, it just it's called the Oregon Adventure, and on some other places like it's Goonies,
like in Norway or something like that.
Probably or something. But I've seen both titles, like Goonies, or I've seen you ever seen that movie, The Oregon Adventure? Like what? Like the little kids go underground, find the old pirate ship, stars Thanos.
Yeah, you mean Goonies?
Yeah, stars Thanos.
Stars Thanos, yeah, I like that.
Everybody relates to stars Thanos, man.
This is way before Thanos even come out, but that was the first sentence that came to my mind.
Oh, it's got the Fratelli brothers in it.
And see, that's what I love so much about Deadpool 2 with Josh Brolin in it. And one of because he's got that the cyborg eye, and like at one point in there he goes, "Zip it, One Eye Willie," and he even goes, "All right, cool it, Thanos." So they just keep name dropping his old characters.
But it even stars Short Round from Temple of Doom.
That's right. Yeah.
And he just won his first Oscar 40 years later. I mean, good on you. That movie he won for just so good.
Oh, it was awesome.
But no, The Goonies is a fantastic fall movie. It's got twists, turns, action, adventure, love, romance. Josh Brolin on a bike being
Corey
kidnapped.
Haim in it too.
Yep, Corey Haim was in there.
Mouth.
Yep.
No, that's Feldman.
Corey Feldman. Yeah, Feldman. Sorry.
And the kid who played Chunk in that movie grew up to become a lawyer, and now he's a Hollywood agent.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I went a little deep dive a couple of years ago on the movie.
Was it called the Truffle Shuffle?
I was gonna say Truffle Shuffle Esquire.
But yeah, that's a solid fall movie for me. Can never go wrong with a
and
good
you gotta
watch
love
of the
the angry Fratelli mama.
Yep.
I could just imagine.
We're closed.
I want to be your agent. Do it. I'm fucking 45. Do it.
I'm a professional lawyer, damn it.
I have a law degree. Do it.
And he, apparently, if I remember correctly, he went to like an Ivy League school. I don't know if he went to Harvard or Yale or Princeton, but it was like in the Northeast, like a prestigious degree.
Where fall is beautiful.
Probably made a couple of $1 million from the Goonies. So I was like, all right, then there's college paid for.
Yeah.
All right, so besides
Slaw, love Chunk.
So besides our number ones, so what's your next one? And I will. Rudy's probably on all of our lists, and I will allow it, just mainly because the final game in the movie is played in the fall,
Okay.
and it spans like most of his life. So fall happens a few times in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. When will fall end up next?
Well, another one of mine is Sweet November.
Okay.
And I gotta let that one go.
Yeah.
Cause it's sad.
Let it go.
I talked about it.
No, not your tears. Let it go.
It's Keanu Reeves, and this is so beautiful.
I got my second one.
Oh dear Lord.
I'm refreshing my memory on the summary.
scared.
I've
Are you
seen
ready?
it once.
I'm scared.
Clue.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I read an article on this, and Tony, you can probably attest to it because I'm sure you went to see it in theaters. But anyway,
Oh.
but I saw the theatrical release had 3 different endings.
Yeah.
And,
So
and each
I was actually
one-
going to bring that up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but
and
like
that's what
the
could've
video
happened.
came out with all 3, but
Yeah, they actually came. Any version of it, if you see it on TV, they all show it. They
Yeah,
all show
okay.
those 3
But
endings.
different movie theaters got different endings.
well, no, like this, they would have it. Or the article I read is if a movie theater had like multiple places it was showing, they would alternate the ending so that people. So like if you went on Friday, you get a different ending if you went on Saturday.
I got you.
Okay. The article I read just said different movie theaters got different
Okay.
endings around the country.
Probably like the smaller ones did. They
Yeah.
only got one.
But everybody got we now get all 3.
Yeah.
That's what could have happened. Or that's how it could have happened. This is how it really happened.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about that movie is the actual real ending when you get what's his name that played Johnny Fever from WKRP in Cincinnati, who breaks in, goes in there and he's like, who did it? They're all yelling at him. They all did it. And he's like, but if you want to know who shot Mr. Body, I did in the hallway. with the revolver. Now I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Yep. Reminds me of Speed, where Keanu Reeves is taking out his partner and he's just drunk as hell. And he's like, I'm gonna go home and have sex with my wife. He's like, Harry, you're gonna go home and throw up. He's like, yeah, that'll be good too.
Yeah. But it was Michael McKinnon who was he's the guy that played. I want to say it was Mr. Green.
Oh, the tall guy in the blue suit? Yeah, that was Mr. Green.
Mr. Green, yeah. So he's the one who actually does that line because he was like the undercover FBI agent. And he's like, oh, if you want to know why J. Edgar Hoover was calling, that was for me.
That was for me.
That was for me. But no, Clue, phenomenal movie. I mean, a lot of people consider it more like, closer to Halloween time, even though it's not really like scary.
No.
But I do remember when I was a little kid, it was a fun little thing to watch in a rainstorm because it was raining throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. There's a meme that goes around on Facebook, and it says, I'm going to judge you heavily on what movie you first think of when you think of the star from that movie. What's his name?
Tim Curry.
Thank you. What's your favorite Tim Curry movie? And people are always debating, like, well, it has to be the drag show one. What's it called?
The what one?
The one where he's in lingerie.
Oh, Rocky Horror Picture
Thank
Show.
you. But I was like, well, it's Clue, and the rest of you are wrong. Like, that's the best movie that he's in. That and Command and Conquer 2, the video game.
I mean, I was going to say McHale's Navy, but...
Or the hotel guy in
Home Alone 2? Yes.
Oh, that's right. He
or
was.
It.
I saw you in here. You was smooching. You was smooching with with your brother.
But It.
Oh yeah,
He was It. He was the original It.
Yeah.
That is a good pull.
Hiya, Georgie. But yes, no, Clue is definitely a good one. It gets you into the fall season. It also gets you into the Halloween season because it does have that suspense thing. And as much of a comedy as it is, they did have some things in there that kind of made you jump a little bit, just the way they.
And it was generally a good mystery.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was. So there's another movie that I want to talk about where it is a murder mystery movie, and you can genuinely figure out, like, if you pay close attention, who the actual murderer is. I don't think in watching Clue there's any evidence you can see from watching the movie that'll say who the killer is, that Mr. Body is the butler. Like, I don't think there's any definitive evidence from you watching that you could have figured that out.
I forgot to say spoiler.
Spoiler, you can't figure out the ending. That's a good one.
So who killed the cook?
Yeah.
Mrs. Peacock, you made one fatal mistake. At dinner, you said we were making a favorite dish. Had monkey's brains. Only popular in Cantonese. Is that what we ate? Is that what we ate? Well, I mean, you got, what was it? So Tim Curry's in there. Michael McKinnon's in there. It was, I cannot remember some of their names. Martin Mull. Martin Mull, he was the one that was Mr. Not Mr. White. He was the colonel, the ex-colonel.
Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard, that's right. Christopher Lloyd.
Yep, he was Professor Plum.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, I always mix her up. It's not Susan Sarandon, but she kind of reminded me of Susan Sarandon.
Leslie Ann Warren, Miss Scarlet.
Yeah, Miss Scarlet, yeah. But I mean, it's a full-on cast in there.
Oh, yeah. Mrs. White is Madeline Kahn.
Yep, Madeline Kahn.
Then we got Michael McKean as Mr. Green.
Yep.
Elaine Brennan, Miss Peacock.
Okay.
Martin Mull,
yep.
Colonel Mustard.
Yep.
The rest of these are...
Who's the one that they show that plays the cop? Not the black cop, the guy that was Johnny Fever from WKRP in Cincinnati. He's got like a gray mustache.
His name is Rick Goldman.
That's right.
But he's listed as cop number 2.
Yeah, because the first cop was the black cop. He's the one that showed up, and
he's Bill Henderson.
Yeah, he shows up, and he's the one that gets clubbed by the lead pipe and in the study or wherever they locked him into.
The lead pipe.
Colleen
in the
Camp
library.
was Yvette.
In the library. What's that?
Colleen Camp was Yvette.
Yeah, Yvette.
Yeah. Solid movie.
I was listening.
Jeannie, I do dream of her.
Somebody who was the murderer.
But, well, since we did one murder mystery, let's round it out with another one. Knives Out.
I knew it was coming.
Knives Out.
I love that movie. I thought it was really good.
It was very good.
Did you guys watch it?
I liked
Star-studded cast, too.
I didn't like the second one as much.
Yeah,
Oh,
with Edward Norton.
Glass Onion?
Yeah, Glass Onion. Yeah.
The Disruptors. She
Yeah.
disrupted her own disruption.
Right. Like, okay.
Never saying one proper word correctly. He's like just mispronouncing everything.
But Chris Evans stole the show in the first Knives Out movie, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But I love the whole aesthetic of that movie. It's just a billionaire in an old world house, and somebody winds up dead, and they have to call in the old Louisiana detective who never fails to solve the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a classic reimagining of old murder mystery movies, and it was just pulled off so well. It was great acting, good writing, great directing and cinematographer work. I cannot recommend that movie enough.
Although his character in the second movie, I think, was even better.
Oh yeah, he was a little bit more outlandish, or not outlandish, over the top.
Well, and also the second movie circled around him more
Yeah.
than the actual
mystery.
what
But just
happened.
his comments, like at the very end, are like, well, that about when they start figuring out like how people are dying or who got murdered, who.
Right.
And he's like, no, that was stupid. He's like, no, that was dumb.
I just like the opening dinner the first night. He literally solves everything before like the arrow goes off.
Yeah, exactly. So what you got over here, and then the arrow is gonna go right by my head. It's hitting something, and you say, pink. And Edward Norton gets all pissed.
And he brings him up to the office. He's like, "Who invited you?"
Yeah,
Because it was not me.
This was supposed to go on all weekend. And you solved it in 30 fucking seconds.
Yeah, but the first one, the second one's good. Don't get me wrong, but compared to the first one, just not as much. In my opinion.
Like I said, I just like his character in the second one a little bit better.
I just wish there was a lot more rewatchability for the first one, because I know the answer. Like I've seen it, I know who done it and how they done it. Like there's no point in me watching him do it again.
Well, that's why Clue's a better movie. Because
I'll watch that all day
That's
long.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know the ending, all
Yeah.
three of them,
Yeah,
and yet you still want to go back and watch it
I
again.
really do. But also, I want Chris Evans' sweater from Knives Out. That thing looked cozy
I'm sure you could buy it on eBay.
for $3,000.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the one he wore, you can just get a replica
Yeah.
for $500.
Fun fact: so
$500.
me and my buddies, one of my friends hasn't watched any Mission Impossible, so we went over to his place and binged like the first three before the following weekend we went to go see the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And we were watching the second one, the worst one in my opinion. But Tom Cruise was wearing those like really cool Oakleys in the opening.
Okay.
And then I Googled it, and I was like, Tom Cruise's Oakleys for Mission Impossible 2. And like a bunch of Temu ads came up, like $5.99. I'm like, well, are those? So I Googled, what are the Oakleys that Tom Cruise wore in Mission? And they're like, oh, they're these pair of Oakleys. So I Googled those pair, $700. I was like, okay then.
Yeah.
You can please keep those.
Yes.
So, Timo, come back.
Yeah.
I will not be making this purchase.
Yeah. Wear those $20 pair that'll break in 3 days.
I will hey, but you'll never lose them.
Yeah, I will treat them.
You spend $300 on a pair of sunglasses, you can't find them for anything. You spend
Oh, the
$5.
Gulf of Mexico owns a pair by $500 Ray-Bans.
You spend $5 on ones at CVS, and you can't even leave them at your friend's house. They're walking out the door like, hey, you forgot these.
Right. It's like Harrison Ford's car from Hollywood Homicide. He was just trying to get rid of it and he couldn't. And then like him and Josh Hartnett's like, your car's being stolen. He's like, good, don't do anything. Let him take it.
Let them take it.
I'll report it stolen and then I can finally sell that godforsaken fucking house.
Well, no, this one isn't it's not considered a fall film, but it's in there because it spans over many years. And
So
at
there
one of the
is a fall scene.
Yeah, there's a fall scene in there. It's when Harry met Sally,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
which is always a good movie. Still, the best scene is the diner scene.
I mean,
Oh, that is a fall movie, but I am going to save it for a Halloween episode.
All right,
So, which is coming in 3 to 4 weeks. So
a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, probably.
I think I know what
We're
you're
just beginning September now.
I think I
At the
know
end
what
of
you were
October.
looking at.
7.
Yeah.
But yeah, so When Harry Met Sally, though, it's a good movie. It passes through over many years as Harry and Sally continue their meet,
They're meet cute.
and then they meet
Across
again,
the whole
and then
movie.
they keep running back again, and meet again, and again, and then they meet one more time,
Again.
So I don't know if the whole movie takes place in fall because I can't remember when the family moves into the house. But Casper with Bill Pullman,
Okay.
I know.
Well, it's at the beginning of the school year,
so it has to be in the fall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't go through the whole year. Like
No.
Bill Pullman kills himself effectively. In
Well, it's at
mid-September.
her Halloween party.
Yeah, but he uses the machine down in the basement to become like her best friend or something like that. Right? I can't remember why he turns himself into a ghost. It's not on purpose.
No. The other ghosts take him out, and they're like, "We're gonna take him out and kill him."
That's right.
And they get him drunk, and they fall in love with him. Like, we can't kill this guy.
And then
he opens the door and like falls down a manhole.
So the
or
reason,
something. That's how he turns into the ghost.
The wheels are now turning. So
Yeah.
he died, and they were going to use the machine to bring Casper back,
Right.
but they sacrificed it to bring the dad back.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But it was a great movie when I was a kid. But
Oh,
now
yeah.
that I'm dusting off the cobwebs, I'm probably not going to go back and watch that.
Well, Dan Aykroyd is in it for about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get the ghost out of the house, and he's like, "Who are you gonna call? Someone else." Well, there's also October Sky,
Okay.
which is have either of you guys seen that?
I don't
Nope.
know if I have.
I've never even heard. I've heard of Vanilla Sky.
So October Sky is Jake Gyllenhaal. It's basically about the guy who I can't remember his character's name in there.
Is something about astronauts or
Yeah.
the engineering? But
So it's-
I do know. I
so
haven't
it's a
seen it,
small
but I do
town
know
in West
about it.
Virginia,
Yeah.
and they're the guys that start designing. They want to start doing rockets for their science fair,
That's right.
and they end up they're basically trying to get a scholarship to get out because the one thing that's there that runs the whole town is a coal mine.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to do that because he's seen what it's done to his dad. His dad, actually does have the black lung.
Got the black lung pop.
We're down there for one day, damn it. If it's down there for 20 years.
So it's a movie like Sputnik has just launched.
Yep.
And they can see it going around, and it's like he's kind of starting, and he ends up becoming part of NASA and working on the rocket program there and putting people on the moon, and there we go.
But I do know because I've heard about it. I've seen scenes from it. I haven't seen the whole movie. I know there's one thing where they're trying to test rockets or what they're building, and it ends up a couple things fuck up around the town, and then they end up basically getting blamed. Like I think one ends up in the coal thing,
Yeah,
in the
so,
coal mine and
well,
causes a big fire or something. Or
It was like it was in the woods.
Okay.
And it ended up like starting a wildfire.
Okay.
And yeah, so they got blamed for it. And so when one of the other kids who's like a really good like mathematician, he ended up, calculating everything out, and he was like, well, the farthest our rocket could have ever gone off course is this, and they found this way over here. Like this doesn't make sense. So they ended up going and finding what they thought was the rocket, and it was actually a flare from like the Air Force or something, like an aerial flare that popped up and landed there and just exploded and caused a wildfire. So they got arrested for nothing.
Man, I was wrongly accused.
Damn it, Bobby. Some boys been whacking them bullshit.
Shooting off flares.
But October Sky, good movie. You should check it out.
Nice. Mr. Tony, do you have any movies? Because I have two I would like to talk about.
Well, talk about one of
One's
them.
really bad and one's really good. in my
All
opinion.
right, I can't wait to hear this.
Which one do you want to hear about
The
first?
bad one.
Duh.
Who Be Halloween?
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
So if you haven't seen
All right,
it,
let's move on to the good.
I mean, I thought you were at least going to go back to Ernest.
Nope.
I thought that was a hell of a lot better than the Hubie.
Who Be Halloween? If you haven't seen it, it's an Adam Sandler movie on Netflix, and we've said this off microphone that Adam Sandler basically just runs Netflix at this point. They've given him $1 billion to create whatever the hell he wants, and he just does it because he's Adam fucking Sandler.
It's like
Why not?
Stephen King. It's a killer lamp. Ooh, okay. Okay, when can I have it?
Yeah. But he plays a mentally challenged kid in this small little town who's really excited for Halloween, and then some quote-unquote mystical force starts happening, and he has to stop all the townspeople, and all of them like, shut the fuck up, Hoobie, we do not give a shit. So he has to do this all by himself, and it's a little
Shut the
sad.
hell up.
It's a little sad because, like I said, he is a little bit on the slower side, and like, why are you all being so mean to him? But also, Hoobie, shut the hell up.
and he runs around with that thermos.
Yeah.
And it has like
Yeah, everything.
he mixes soup in it.
Yep.
Like who runs around and just mixes soup?
Yeah, but he's got everything in it. It's like a multi-purpose thing. It's not just soup.
Well, yeah, I
remember
know,
correctly,
but
he's got,
like,
like-
the only food that he
Yeah.
carries around is
It's soup.
freaking soup.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it's
wanna,
a Swiss Army thermos.
I don't even want to know what happens when he goes to the damn bathroom.
Well, it's cold out.
He ain't eating nothing solid for 8 weeks.
I have stew.
But he
this time.
owned.
Man, I could shit through a screen door and not touch a damn thing.
Well, that's an upsetting sentence I've ever heard. So the bad one is Hoobie Halloween. If you haven't watched it, count yourself lucky. Don't. If you have, my apologies and condolences. I didn't make the movie, but I also didn't recommend it. There's actually somebody at our local bar who every year somebody even mentions this, he goes on a 5-minute rant on how much he hates this fucking movie. And yes, I'm talking about Reed.
Oh, well, he hates a lot of things.
He hated Cocaine Bear. How dare he?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Even though he laughed his ass off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has no soul.
We know.
But the Hoobie one, he was dead on about.
Yeah.
But
What's the good one here? I'm
Yeah.
excited about
Election
this
with
Okay,
Matthew
Election.
Broderick and
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon.
now.
I watched this in a long time ago when I was in high school.
Mr. McAllister.
Yep.
Mr. McAllister.
So if you haven't seen it, it's about Matthew Broderick is a government or social studies teacher in a high school. Reese Witherspoon is the popular girl who wants to be, she wants to be a senator or something when she grows up. So she's trying to get, grade A's, trying to get into Harvard, get everything, and she's running for student body president. But Matthew Broderick's character, the social studies teacher, he notices that she always doesn't usually do like the most ethical way to get what she wants. Like she'll bend the rule here, bend the rule there, but in her mind she's justifying it. She's like, well, I want it, so I'm going to do it and get it. So she starts running for class president, and he's like, I don't think you'd be really good at that. So he convinces the dumb jock to run against her. And then she finds out he's doing it. So then like most of the movie's like a plan, like this is a full-on election war in high school.
Isn't it the same one that played the football player in American Pie?
Chris Klein, yeah.
Yep.
But if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
towards the end of the movie, like Reese Witherspoon is like still losing and she doesn't know how to do it. So she sleeps with Matthew Broderick, gets him fired, and then wins the election. And then like years
she
later,
doesn't- No, she doesn't sleep with him.
oh, I thought she did.
No. No, she ruins his life.
Yeah, but I thought
she
there was
she had
sleeping
slept early on in the movie with the other teacher that was a friend of Matthew Broderick,
Yeah, I remember that.
and he had an affair with that guy's wife.
Oh,
At the end
yeah.
of the movie, and then his wife found out, kicked him out of the house. But yeah, no, she never.
Okay.
The two of them never did. No, because he hated her.
Yeah, but I was like, if I remember, because I remember at
mention
the
I
end of the
hate you?
movie, she's getting into like a limo to like go off to Harvard, and he's like sitting there beaten. He's got a beard. He's like half drunk in a robe, and he throws the beer bottle at the limo, and it just stops, and he runs away.
Well, it's basically at the end of the day, she ruined every aspect of his life, and I mean, well, really, he did himself by just becoming overly obsessive with not wanting her to
16-year-old
win the
girl.
election. Yeah, and Tracy Flick.
Yep.
But-
I remember watching that movie in high school, and I was like, wow, this movie's fucked up, but I like it. Like, this is genuinely an interesting movie.
Well, because the whole thing at the beginning was the study topic was ethics versus morals, and nobody could. He never really fully explains the difference, but people always ask what the difference is too. He's like,
The ethics of business.
yeah, but he walks when he found out what his friend, the co-teacher that was sleeping with her, when he found out about it, he's like, you can't do that. He's like, it's like. It's just not more. He said, "Well, I do it because this is like I'm not talking about morals. I'm not talking about ethics. I'm talking about morals. Like, well, what's the difference?" But he never explains.
That's every ethics teacher ever.
I mean, really, they are the same thing. The biggest difference is one has to do with more business, and one has to do with like your personal,
Yeah.
like how you deal with things personally.
One has to deal with honor.
One's about society, and one's about you.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if I stole money from a family member, if I stole money from my company I worked for, so one would be unethical, the other one would be immoral.
But in this case, they would both be both. Well,
That's
I
what I said,
got
they're
to
basically
be
the same thing.
in college ethics, so I'm not teaching the class.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be immoral to take it from a business that won't necessarily be.
But it
hurt
is
by
immoral to steal, and that's what you're
Yeah.
effectively doing.
But not if you embezzle.
That's just a different name for stealing.
Exactly.
So fall movie.
That's like
huh?
saying, I didn't kid you.
You know the take a penny, leave a penny, right? Well, we're doing that just a couple hundred times
Yeah.
a day.
All right, Office Space, calm down.
This wasn't some mundane detail, Michael.
Yeah,
They're not. It's not even anyone's money. It just gets rounded up.
Didn't somebody try that like last year and got caught within like 3 months?
Yeah, same scheme.
Same
People
scheme.
have been trying to do it. It was the original idea. It was in Superman 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some hackers in the 80s tried to do it.
Yeah. And it was in Superman 3. So, yes. But no, that is a good movie. I do enjoy Election. I like when he starts getting stung by all the bees.
Yeah.
That's when his face is all swollen up.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. Forgot about that part. No.
They
I can't stop giggling about that.
Fall by Optics. They got Party Monster as a Fall by Optic movie.
I also have
What?
Goodfellas.
I'm sure. Well, Goodfellas takes place over years.
Yeah.
So, again, they're in fall at certain points. But yeah, Party Monster in the fall.
Party Monster.
Not the greatest movie in the world. Yeah, I'm not recommending that one.
So I have one that's, kind of close to heart because of where it was, filmed. A lot of it was Remember the Titans
Oh, okay.
in Virginia.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Well, then you have failed. Denzel Washington is pissed.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, that's that. And we did we also watched Any Given Sunday a whole lot, getting ready for games. Like if we had a game where, like on Friday night that didn't start until like 9 because our damn team was from Northern Virginia and had a 4-hour frickin' bus ride. I'm like,
They should have planned that out better.
no shit. But it was the playoffs, and
Yeah, but, yeah,
what are you gonna do in the playoffs?
it's playoffs, man.
But yeah, so you got that great line at the end of it. You make them remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
So I got a good one. This is a young Johnny Depp movie. This is from 1999.
What's he
Give
doing
us a
over break?
synopsis and let me see if I can guess what it is.
Ichabod Crane is a school teacher
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
upstate New York.
Gee, I have no idea what that is.
You asked for a synopsis.
That's horrible.
It's the synopsis. Ichabod Crane is a school teacher.
Yeah, I know.
You should have said Itchy Bum.
Yeah,
School
E.T.
te-
Bum fame.
Who also taught ethics and morals in social studies.
Ethics and morals. Right next to health class.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a movie based on a book by Washington Irving called The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And it's about a school teacher being haunted by the Headless Horseman who fell in battle during the Revolutionary War. It's super creepy. It freaked me the fuck out in 1999.
All right.
To be fair, a lot of things did back then and still do. So,
I was going to say, not a lot has changed since
Yeah.
1999.
This movie was made after the book Gone with the Wind. It's the book Gone with the Wind.
Dolly Parton.
Again, its famous titles.
There's a movie on this that I know I've seen, but I can't tell you anything outside of it, outside of Jack Nicholson and Cher are in it. It's called The Witches of Eastwick.
Oh, yeah. I love that movie.
Please give me a synopsis.
It's about witches.
In
and they live
Eastwick.
in Eastwick. I mean, really, it's like Jack Nicholson. He's kind of almost like the devil type guy or like a warlock. And he basically seduces these 3 women and they all do his bidding. But the ending's the best part because they make this voodoo doll out of him. And he's like walking around. And he figures out that he's trying to get back home to stop them. But they have this like voodoo doll and stuff that they're making him. So the whole time he's trying to get there, he's like getting jabbed and stuff. It's a great movie. But yeah, it's basically almost like the head. I think it's been a long time, but I do remember he's either like a head warlock or he's almost like the devil himself. And yeah, they just get into all this fun witchcraft and. I mean, there's not all. It's a pretty basic movie. I mean, it's a good movie, but it's pretty basic.
Yeah, basic.
Yeah, it's basic, man. I mean, it's kind of like watching Practical Magic or something.
Okay.
You know?
What about The
Practical
Craft?
Magic. Oh God, The Craft.
That movie was weird as hell.
Another one that was weird as hell is The Village.
That was the weakest M. Night Shyamalan movie ever.
I completely agree.
He's like, I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm just saying it's in the fall, okay? Damn it.
You're not technically wrong. That's the best kind of technically.
That's the best kind of wrong you can't be.
Yeah. Yeah, I really had to screw up that Futurama quote. The quote is, "You are technically correct. The best kind of correct."
Best kind of correct.
Because it was when Hermes was trying to get his bureau badge back. He's like, according to this rule, blah 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 blah. They're like, "You are technically correct. The best kind of correct." And then they give him a promotion and dock his pay.
Well, you got one of Patrick's favorite fall movies,
The Witches of Eastwick.
Tower Heist.
Oh,
Tower Heist. Yes. During the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Fall.
yeah.
All right, how about this one? Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I was saving that one.
I didn't realize you had it in your back
No, I was
pocket.
saving it for a Halloween episode.
Well, then maybe we can go with
You could still
Hocus
talk
Pocus.
about it. I mean, it's a comedy. That one was a comedy. It's not like,
That's true.
Yeah,
I
it
will
wasn't
say,
like
I
the
like
show.
the movie is good, but I do like the show a lot more than I did.
yeah.
Like
And
the
it
show.
also
was way
had
better.
the late, great Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, R.I.P.
Paul.
And also R.I.P. Since, no one's mentioned it, Mr. Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording, he died 2 days ago. He died Friday.
We know.
Well, now the viewers or listeners and viewers. Damn it, we have too many forms of media.
Yeah.
The viewers and listeners and the writers?
We're the writers.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Almost had you.
Believe it, I've been watching Beyond Belief, and they did James Brolin and Jonathan Frakes both at the end of the episode. Like, did you figure this one out? Was it true? Gotcha. Like, get that smirk off your face, asshole.
Boy, you know who else? Even though he was more recent, Mr. Pee Wee Herman, but Luke Perry was in the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes,
too.
it was.
Oh yeah. Forgot
And
about that.
Donald Sutherland.
And David Arquette.
Arquette. Yep.
Yeah, because he was the...
He
who
was
was
the friend. He was
Spike or like the... Yeah, he was the friend.
He was the friend. Yeah, he was the one that first got
It's
bitten.
like, come
up.
on.
All right, I got two more I'm willing to talk about.
Come on, talk about it.
All right, fine. Nightmare Before Christmas. One of
Okay.
Tim Burton's greatest movies of all time, in my opinion.
Actually, it wasn't directed by him.
He was, well,
Or
but
not
it's,
written by it. Not written by him.
no, but it was directed by him. It's Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, it was.
but I don't believe he wrote it.
No, he just directed it.
Yeah.
I know he wrote a lot of his movies, but he only directed this one.
Yeah.
And I know he produced Coraline. I don't know if he wrote or did any directing for that one, but that one was like right up his alley. He's like, "Yeah, I'll manage the money for this film. This looks dope as hell."
Creepy goth.
With buttons,
Cartoonish? Yeah, I'll do
buttons
it.
for eyes. Yeah,
I'll
let's
take
do
it.
it.
I'll do it. I'm on it.
I like creepy goths.
But Nightmare Before Christmas is a fantastic little claymation animated movie.
Good music too.
So the only people that I'm assuming haven't seen this movie are ages 10 or younger. Because everybody else on the planet should have seen this movie by now. Everybody talks about it every Halloween and every Christmas because there's a classic debate on whether or not this is a Christmas movie or a Halloween
It's
movie.
both.
Tim Burton has come out publicly saying, if you watch it in Halloween, it's a Halloween movie. If you watch it in Christmas, it's a Christmas movie.
That's why it's both.
So he's definitively said it's whenever you watch it because it is, as Tony said, both holidays.
What if you watch it on the 4th of July?
Then it's both.
And then you're doing Christmas in July, so it's a Christmas movie.
Then you're sitting there in July being like, God, I can't wait till Halloween and Christmas.
Halloween miss.
Yes. Wait, what? Halloween miss.
Halloween miss. We call that Thanksgiving, Patrick. But thank you for playing.
Halloween miss.
Chrisoween.
Chris O'Weave. Well, it sounds like we're giving Chris O'Donnell more airtime.
Halloween.
The Chrisoween.
Halloween.
But once again, like we do with all, if you haven't seen it, it's about Jack Skellington, the mayor of Halloween Town, but he finds the magic door to go to Christmas Town.
Not the mayor.
I thought he was the mayor.
No,
he's
they
not the
actually
mayor.
had the mayor.
Yeah, that's right. The mayor had turned his
Sorry,
head around.
folks out there. I got to make sure things are said correctly.
Jack Skellington is an important person in the Halloween Town, but he finds the door to the Christmas Town, and he's like, "Ooh, there's a very nice little song about, ooh, what's this?
What's this?
What's this? What's
Ooh,
that?"
piece of
There's
candy.
magic in the air. What's
Yep.
this? There's colors everywhere. What's this? Yeah, I know the whole song. I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
I know every song to that movie
that is
by heart.
right. Cool.
Cue up the music, Danny Elfman.
Danny
But only for 12 to 15 seconds at a time, so we don't get copyrighted.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he wants to bring the Christmas magic to Halloween Town. But when he starts delivering gifts, they're Halloween gifts, and they're like Jack in the boxes, but like a little pumpkin head pops up and starts to eat the kids.
Yes.
Like so, and then he rescue Santa from Oogie Boogie so he can make everything right.
Yes, the Oogie Boogie Man.
Actually, a friend of mine, she and her friends went over to Disney this past weekend. I guess they were having like a Halloween kind of night because they all dressed up as Lock, Stock, and Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas to go on the Haunted Mansion ride. Because there was like an extended version. Like they had like cast members like being the Madame Lelosa in the line talking to people instead of just like audio with like a little hologram video.
Yeah.
So it was actually pretty cool. I saw some of the posts she made on Instagram and Snapchat. Like I love the Haunted Mansion as a ride in general, even though like they all say the one in Florida is the weakest out of all of them. But that one's probably my favorite ride of all time in Disney. So the fact that like this year,
Really, not the Tower of Terror?
I love the Tower of Terror, but
Didn't that change names now?
yeah,
Is it called something else now?
It's because they dropped the Twilight Zone licensing. It's something else.
Hollywood something.
No, I think it's like Guardians Galaxy thing.
Oh.
It's a Guardians ride, I think. No, that's a different ride. Let me get my friend Lauren on the phone.
Okay.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah. Next.
Well, the next one I wanted to talk about was just the Addams Family with Mr. Raul Julia. Yep. Generally, if there's a plot to that movie, I can't remember it. It's just that family just being
The
weird.
original movie?
Yeah, the one with Raul Julia.
Yeah, so the plot was that Fester had gone missing, and then he showed
Christopher
back.
Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. He went missing in the Bermuda Triangle, so the family was just running as a normal family. Well, he showed back up with a supposed psychiatrist, doctor, and another guy, and basically...
Well, the other guy was his accountant.
Yeah, his accountant. So they show up, and Fester has no memory. He lost his memory. But they say he's him, but really they're trying to trick him into... Or he doesn't believe...
He's trying... Yeah, he
They
doesn't...
don't believe he's actually him.
Yeah.
Or the family, the Adams, Gomez.
Well, Gomez does.
No, or at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning, because he forgets all the secret handshake.
Yeah,
and
they
how
think
to-
he's an imposter.
Yeah.
And so that they're trying to, because he's the eldest brother, so he would actually have
He
take
inherits
the
the
fortune,
estate.
the entire fortune, the house, all the money and
Yep.
everything that they have in the vault.
Yeah.
And then, they go through all this stuff. Well, anyway, it turns out that it really was Fester, and, he had amnesia from the Bermuda Triangle, but...
I could just remember the two kids, like Wednesday trying to kill Buster all the time with like the guillotine and everything. And I can remember the one scene. Pugsley, thank you. When Christopher Lloyd puts the light bulb in his mouth and it turns on.
Which was at the very end, because in the show, he always did that, but they explained it in the movie, because at the end of the Addams Family, he was doing, he gets
struck by
electrocuted.
lightning.
Yeah, he gets struck
Yeah.
by lightning, so after that, he's able to light up the light bulbs.
That's when Nanny comes in. Thank God for that lightning.
Yeah.
And Morticia was played by Cher again, right?
Yep.
Morticia.
Wait.
Oh.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, it wasn't Cher. Shit.
All right, magical rectangle.
I can't think of the actress's name.
But the best part about the Addams Family, the original one, the Mamushka!
Mamushka! We did the Mamushka for Jack the Ripper.
We did the Mamushka. And now Fester Adams do it for you.
Angelica Hudson was Morticia
Yep,
Addams.
that's right.
That one.
Now, I will say on a sidebar, because this isn't a movie, but the show Wednesday is actually very good.
I do like the show
Yeah.
on Netflix.
They
I
actually-
thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I need to pilot someone's Netflix again. Anyway.
Not allowed to do it. If
I know.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can if they just pay the extra $5 or
yeah.
whatever.
Or I could.
Sorry.
Or you could put your thing on out of town.
Tell me where to put my thing.
That's what you tried to tell us earlier.
I thought we were done talking about the gifts that I sent
Anyone
to
got a
Gary.
copy of Blue Crush?
Or Blue Crush 2. Direct to video.
Or Blue
I
Crush
ain't
2?
seen it yet.
We're gonna fix that today.
Yeah. We're going to make it.
Christmas came early.
Yeah. Or Halloween.
Oh, usually people don't give you gifts for Halloween, but all right.
So let me ask you this, guy, on a side. So, because we got some time left, but about 9-10 minutes left here. So, we've been talking about the fall movies and stuff. Let's go back to something we haven't done in a long time.
Okay.
And that is, what are you looking forward to for the upcoming fall season?
Like what's being released?
Not just released, but just what, like the fall season itself. Like, what do you like about it? Or it could be about something being released. Just
Personally for me, it's the heat just going away and just leaving.
It's a very feminine.
Just
Yeah.
Going away. Going away.
But
bye.
sick of these 90.
Super green.
I'm sick of these 93 days that feel like 104. So when fall, usually like, it's wishful thinking to say late September, but usually early to mid October, we start dipping back down into like the highs of the 70s and the lows of like the upper 60s, and that warms my heart. Ironically, I hate this weather, and I always look forward. We don't get leaves changing color here in Florida, so it's not like we can go leaf peeping anytime
Sure you
soon.
do. They turn brown.
The palm fronds that fall onto my car all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But they turn
Or you could
orange and
say-
yellow and brown and other pretty colors.
You want leaves? I'll import you some leaves.
Or you
dump
could,
a
you know,
bag here right now.
You could reiterate your joke that you put on Facebook
Sure. Which one did I put down?
about the leaves.
Oh yeah. Well, I posted that during the hurricane. It said, "I wish
That was 5 days ago.
I wish leaves fell down during fall, and the best I could do is the whole damn tree." And it's a picture of the hurricane.
Yeah.
And that's our Florida fall.
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much. But I just like the changing of the season. It gets colder outside. You're getting close. You got Halloween. You got Thanksgiving. You know, Christmas is coming up. I generally just enjoy the season.
'Tis the season to be jolly.
It's my second favorite season of the year. Out of all four, this is number dos.
2.
It's deuces.
What's number one?
Winter.
Winter. Yeah.
Ooh.
I like
He
winter.
likes cold.
I do.
Well, that's because
He
it's hot.
goes-
Anyway,
Did you say it's because I'm hot?
no,
Damn
I
right.
said it's because it's hard.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what happened was,
What?
well, I mean,
Yeah, I'll take some ice. Chisel
guess-
off your heart if you can find it.
I guess it's the one of the things I'm looking forward to is, and I know it's already out now, but going to see Strays,
Okay.
because that basically kind of reminds me of Homeward Bound, but this is a very much more adult version of Homeward Bound.
Oh yeah.
We play that game called Fetch and Fuck. That's how I know I've won the game. So yeah, I like to go see that.
I would
You
be
know.
excited for Kraven the Hunter, but they pushed that back out to next year.
Yep, that got pushed back. Dune got pushed back.
Everything got pushed
I was
back.
looking forward to Dune. I was been really wanting to get that because I think that they've done that movie, really.
Well,
really
the
good.
director
It's
just
split
came out
it
saying,
up.
"I want a trilogy." So
Well,
he-
yeah, I mean he should. The first book was wrote like that, basically. I think it was like 3 parts.
I've never read the books. My mom, on the other hand, she can come on and discuss the books all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
isn't book talking show.
But I do like I really
dog.
like Halloween. I like getting to dress up and it's just so horrible seeing all the girls in their costumes.
Risque
One-
costumes.
the one day of the year where it's perfectly acceptable to wear underwear out and no one cares.
Let's
Yeah.
be clear about this. You like the dressing up part because it's the only time people don't judge you for it.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
I'm waiting for someone to wear or design a sexy minion costume. I want to see it. Someone do it. You cowards.
I'm sure it's on Pornhub somewhere.
Google it.
yeah. Go ahead and Google it
Google
when
it.
we leave.
I'm turning
Google
on
it.
safe search just real
Safe
quick.
search.
Safe. Don't turn it on, man.
Are you sure you would like to enter this site?
Yes, right?
What about you, Tony?
Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up Halloween. That's what I look for. Spirit Halloween stores start opening
Yeah.
up.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
to just walk around, just to walk
Spirit.
around. They're like, I can't remember. Someone put out, I think, a meme like that too. It's like, it's the best part about something about fall. The best part about fall is seeing which empty store is going to become a Spirit
Which
Halloween
empty
store,
storefront, yeah.
or something like that is going to become a Spirit Halloween store.
That's
So there are
awesome.
none mass produced, just people have made their own sexy version of minions.
Okay. Well,
And I don't know if it's the model or the person that's like, yeah, that's hot, or if it's like the outfit, like, and if anyone wore that, that would be hot on them. Like, it's catch-22.
put it on Berryman.
Oh,
So I think it's the person. I think it's the person.
there's nothing you put on that man that would be sexy.
Mr. Naga, not gonna be working anymore.
You're not gonna ever see that.
Yeah. But no, as for me, like I said, just Halloween coming up. I love the season. Second favorite holiday. Obviously first one being Christmas.
Yeah.
But no, just
And
the
plus, we have
Halloween
Thanksgiving, and
times.
that's a license to eat and not care about your waistline.
Fat day. Happy Fat Day, man.
That's a huge bitch.
Yeah, right.
You mean my ass?
But no, that's really about it. I mean, I do enjoy. I don't mind heat at all by any means. So the weather doesn't really change my mind about anything. But
No, I'm looking forward to when I go to Massachusetts in October, and like it's going to be a high of low 60s, and it's going to be in the 40s at night. Like that's my dream temperature range right there. I would prefer it colder, rather it go hotter than that.
yeah. But other than that, I mean, it's really, and then obviously that begins really like fall begins like the holiday season. The back to back, like we said, like you said, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. So it kind of is like you've been waiting all year. Here we are.
I've worked my ass off for the past 9 months to get to this spot.
Yes, indeed.
By work my ass off, I mean fed myself and stayed alive.
Yeah. But we are.
I adulted.
We are almost out of time here, so I want to leave a little bit of time for the end credits and stuff. But also, before we go, though, thank you all so much, first of all, for joining us for talking fall movies.
Yes,
another good topic. Stick around. We'll be around more. You want to talk about Spotify?
Of course. Until we hit that goal, I'm going to be annoying as shit.
Yeah.
But like I said before, please subscribe to us on Spotify. Please let your friends and family know, because we're almost at our goal. We're damn near close, and we're trying to. It just allows us to open up a few more things on Spotify, which will allow us to bring more content to you. If you could also like and comment. Commenting actually boosts the algorithm, so it would put us up on the here, you may enjoy this section of Spotify. So anything and all that you guys do for us, we are eternally grateful. So thank you very much.
Yep. And also remember, check us out now. We're on video on the YouTubes. So we are available on YouTube there. You can like and comment there as well. Subscribe also. Soon
Smash that like button.
Yeah.
I know it's coming.
But
I'm going to get us an easy button.
Yeah.
Every time he wants to say that.
Calm down.
Yeah. But also coming soon will be on Elevation Movies on the network on Roku. So that's all still coming up.
We're recording this a few weeks in advance of the release, so it may actually be up at this point. We don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're time traveling.
But we'll let you know when we know.
Yes.
Jean-Claude Van Damme would know.
And
Yes.
then
'Cause he's
Jean-Claude
time
Van Damme would know.
Because he's
Yes.
time cop.
We'll let you know in December. Hey guys, we've been on for 2 months now. But no, as always, thank you guys so much for listening. We hope to talk to you again soon. But until that time, for Movie Talks and Chill, we are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
All right, guys, take care.